Hello people, and welcome back to News Review. For this week, there's quite a bit of stuff to go over. First off is a new black card, Daji. This Daji is Earth Elf. Leader skill is pretty okay. It's only a leader, not a double leader and ally sort of setup, because attack bonus plus 300% doesn't stack well if you use her for both leader and ally. Also, everything that she triggers is based on her as a leader and doesn't really depend on the ally. So the gist of it is that she has two team comms essentially. For both of them, you get ignoring tornado, electrified and laser, and sticky and burning, and fixed combo shield, and cracked runestones, and hypnotized, which is quite a lot of shield solving abilities. But people have pointed out that this is missing one of the most basic ones, right? Which is plus combos, and I think that is a valid kind of thing, because you would probably have the ally help out with that. I assume that would be the best way to do it. People have said that Lucy from Lucifer from the old Monster Strike would be a good ally candidate. And then, so this is for the general team comp, because she can have any sort of members. But if you only put elves in the team, then CD of elves -8, and at the beginning and the end of each round, all runestones become elf runestones. By dissolving them, you get team attack ×3 additionally. Then if your current HP is full, you won't die, which is willpower skill. And then you ignore scorching areas as well, basically. And then this is just when she's in the team. When you dissolve 30 or more elf runestones, then she enters Cien Vixen mode, which is basically she ignores defense rather, and then just extra attack and recovery. Moving on to the active, she has two actives, both CD8. First off, the enemies attack themselves or each other for 1 round, and ignore initial shield globally. For the second one, runestones can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch, and then ignoring anti-runestone shield globally. So overall, this is worth 200 diamonds in my opinion, just if you're valuing this card on its own. There have been a couple questions, of course, whether this is better than Lilith, or if you don't have Melody, you pull. I don't have Melody personally. I will probably pull just because this is a good leader. And then if you really desperately need Melody, then you can pick Melody as an ally, right? If you really need the time tunnel in that stage. However, of course, once again, if you do not have 200 diamonds, don't pull. You're wasting your diamonds. There is a case for, I guess, not pulling. That is, if you actually, well, it's all depending, right? If you have Melody and you have a fairly good elf box, I can see the case for not pulling. But if you don't have that, and Nocturne is a pretty bad elf leader, let me tell you. The last time I tried to use her to solve an elf achievement, very terrible. Not a good time. So because of that, I want an elf leader that can actually do an elf achievement, pretty easily. And this seems to be that. If you want a general power leader, of course, this is also that. The other critique is that as a member, she's not that useful. And to be honest, I gotta agree, because this, for the first active skill, this first effect is okay, right? Normally, globally ignoring initial shield is, a lot of cards that can ignore initial shield anyway, is what I'm saying. And this isn't particularly special. Anti-runestone shield on the second active is pretty special, but it hasn't, these cards that can ignore anti-runestone shield are more of a utility to make life a little easier than to than actually needing the card itself, as compared to some other shields such as like fixed combo or something like that. So in the active skill department, it seems like she's lacking. I think people are a little harsh on this anti-movement shield, but that is only because I feel like they will pair anti-movement shield with something like crazy in the future. Which, I mean, if it does happen, it means that there's just enemy skill inflation again, right? But I probably will pull, depends on, what my diamonds get up to by the end of the event period. But this, if you're looking for a good leader, definitely worth. If you're looking for, I don't know why you would be looking for a member in a black card. Well, I guess the truly good black cards, truly good cards in general, become good members after leaders. I would say that unless there's a good, there's a leader that has pretty good synergy with this Daji, not a top tier member, as in you just won't. This isn't a high use rate member in my opinion, right? But her her leader multipliers and stuff like that, really good. I feel like she has a good team skills and stuff as a leader, so I will probably be playing. Anyway, she comes with her own Dragonheart as well. Boosts your HP a bit if it's an elf, so this is kind of soft cap on elves, hard cap on earth. Moving on to free cards. So Monesis, the 11th Sealed Lord, has finally arrived with his ultimate stage. It will be a 5-team setup again, just very troublesome. And there'll also be a one-off stage in where you can get one Monesis by using one team. That'll probably be where most people get them, and I'll probably attempt both once and not attempt the 5-team one again, because I don't want to go through that, even though I put this on farm with stamina cans every time. Cards I put here, I personally don't necessarily farm every time, because the stages just are a gigantic waste of time, if they're not easily farmable, that is. Anyway, so Monesis starts out as an Earth God, and then you can evolve it into 5 other races. So they evolve into each other, similar to how Neo from the most recent Monster Strike collab works. You evolve one into the other, and then you can evolve however many times you want. It's not power release. You can just go back and forth depending on what you want, right? As a leader, it's a little gimmicky. I don't think anyone's actually using this guy as a leader. When there is a Monesis in the team, any Monesis will synchronize with that of the leader. So base, it's Earth, but it'll become whatever attribute the leader is. Monesis will ignore defense and launch an extra attack of its original attribute. After the summoner's defeat, the skill CD of any Monesis becomes 0, which is kind of a weird point because it triggers upon your defeat, which wouldn't normally, you would have to spend diamonds for this skill to take effect, basically, which is very strange. But anyway, this is when it's leader and ally. I mean, do I really need to go over this? It's I think it's a not bad leader skill, but nobody's gonna use Monesis as leader and ally. Come on, it's a bit of a meme setup, alright? Anyway, just a lot of stuff has to do with 11, 11, 11. Anyway, along to the active skill, you choose one out of 2. Both of them are fixed boards. The first one you explode, the second one you remove runestones. Basically, it just provides a bunch of stats for the race of your current Monesis, and then also prevents Monesis' active skill from being locked. So the first board looks like this. This is you dissolve Earth first batch and stack everything else. There's no heart on this board. And then for the second board, you dissolve Earth first batch, you stack heart and everything else, and it's enchanted. I think this is a pretty good card, simply because of fixed boards are always good, right? You can manipulate this fixed board to be whatever you want. First dissolve however many numbers of runestones. Those come up fairly often nowadays. this will be pretty useful for that. Alright, moving on to the other two cards, which are kind of garbage. First off, the horror stage card, Winston. Earth Elf, you wouldn't think that because he looks like a cat. CD4, turn the columns below other elves into runestones, the same as the column below the character. What does this mean? Oh, okay, this has come up a bit in the past. Basically, you end up with identical rows of runestones, not identical columns, identical rows, and then the blueprint they go off of is the column below Winston. Pretty much is what that is saying. And if the leader is an elf, modify all runestones to become elf runestones. This, you know, can be good maybe if you want. Like I just think it's a converter, right? It's a full board converter, and it depends on what's under Winston, so it's not that useful. As for his Dragonware, it's also not that useful because, well, it's okay. Like, the character's attack times 1.15 for a group of 5 more heart, and then for 1.2 for dissolving elf runestones. It's okay. It needs to synergize with a leader, obviously, but it's not anything special. Moving on to the bi-weekly card, Megan. Fire, Dragon, CD7, Explode, Light, and Petrified runestones generate fire and heart. Ignore burning. Everything has half the effect of fire and heart, and if there are 2 or more races in the team, the skill stays in play for 2 more rounds. Pretty useless, just because this is like a very specific thing. Petrified runestones. I mean, like, this is definitely not going to be a high use rate. Everyone ignores burning anyway, hopefully, if you're a good leader. She is just a Bond character for Dracula and Hothe. Not anything special in the celebration rewards either. There is the returning ultimate stage of Blodgett. He sucks. You don't need to get him. There are some purchase events for Daji, so if you want, you can get them. And that, oh, last thing, Necrofan, the Dragonware for the original Daji. I think, where does it say? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Necrofan, the one for the original Daji, can also be equipped on this Daji, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that is it for this week's news review. If you like, please leave a like. Tell me what you think about Daji in the comments below, and if you like this in general, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya!